home doesn't have to mean replacing everything old with something new. In fact, integrating your heritage is one way to preserve history when renovating.
Hi, I'm Taylor Avis. I'm a designer and owner of Parlor Interiors. Welcome to my home. My husband and I really love old homes. It was important for us to find an older home that we could preserve, update with modern amenities, and it was exciting to consider these ancient artifacts mixed with modern and contemporary design.
We tour this new old home and learn how to preserve history while renovating on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. On today's tour, we bring you part one of this newly renovated property. Preserving the charm of this 1940s home will serve as design inspiration for perhaps your own home. This 5,000 square foot house has 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The latest in smart home tech is adding a new chapter to the story of this old home. Taylor, welcome to SoFlo Home Project. It's so great to be in your beautiful home today.
Thanks for joining me here.
So we love touring designers' own home. There's something about when it's your personal home that makes it even more special.
Yes.
And so I want to start a little bit of backstory too on the home itself, because this has beautiful architectural elements.
We basically took it to the studs. That was not the intention when we purchased the house. And once we started opening walls up, we would find a live wire behind the walls. And we're like, you know what? Let's just take all the drywall down. Let's be safe, and replaced all of the guts basically of the home, the plumbing, the electrical, and then put in some fun updated tech that you won't see. We love old homes and we love respecting the era. It is important for us to consider restoration work within a home and staying true to the time period.
And I think the beauty in that is when you walk in the home and you're not sure what was original and what was not.
Exactly, and you have access online to really learn and understand what the time periods are, that anyone can just research and apply that to their homes.
And then bringing in your own personal spin to that, your own touch, is with all of these curated pieces.
Right.
Did you have certain things in mind set out, and as you were going through the design, thinking, in which room do I want to highlight this piece, or where do I want to have this hung?
Yes, I had intention of where most things were going to go, and most cases it was successful, and in other cases we had to pivot.
So a little trial and error, and thank you for sharing that. So to our viewers, always it's about sometimes editing down some certain things and trying it in a different spot.
It's okay if it doesn't work, and it's okay to move it to another room, and happy mistakes happen.
Yes, I love the symmetry of this particular seated area first and foremost, and then of course the fireplace behind it.
Yeah, so I love mixing contemporary and old world together. It adds a lot of texture to space.
So speaking of texture, I'm looking at this amazing light fixture. We have sconces flanking the fireplace and on the opposite side of the room.
This chandelier and the sconces are from the 60s European.
Beautiful.
I loved the concept of bringing in something oversized.
Yes. Would your thought process be bigger is better when it comes to that focal point light fixture?
I think lighting is really important in design. I spend a lot of time focusing on lighting in a space. It's probably where I start with most of my projects.
So this was one of the key pieces in this room where it all began?
Exactly.
And what a centerpiece, but right underneath it too, Taylor, this amazing table. We'll talk about oversized again.
Yes, I loved the mixed metal tones of this piece, and it was important to, again, mixing old and new. The sofas are from the 50s and recovered in a Pierre Frey fabric to modernize it. And I really love how the fabric on these sofas play with the painting behind you. It has that cloudiness walls in a tonal version.
It's sort of like the light clouds and then those darker storm clouds come together.
Right.
I love it.
And speaking about needing to be flexible when designing, this room was originally designed with the chandelier, the table sitting underneath it.
Over that beautiful floral table.
These sofas turned around to create 2 sitting areas. When we moved the furniture in, this is what we ended up with.
That is a great way to share with our viewers. As a designer, I've also done that a lot. Sometimes stuff on plan, sometimes things you completely set out to say, this is how I want it. There's something about walking in a space, that furniture comes in, and sometimes it's just a simple tweak that creates a whole entirely different feel with the same pieces. Behind me, I'm looking at this fluted pedestal in stone.
Yes, the marble pedestal is actually a custom design we did and had made out of a block of marble. And then the 2 display cases flanking the window are actually from also the 19th century UK. They were used in a hat store as a display case.
See, I love that. Your home is full of stories. I can imagine just sitting here, and there are so many stories behind each and every piece, whether new or old.
Taking into consideration what people already have laying around and re-envisioning it in a new space brings life back to the pieces in a different space.
And I think that's a really special part about design, is that, you know, you're bringing things you might have had in a previous home, and it could almost feel like it's something that you just purchased or just added because it looks completely different sometimes in a new space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming up, learn why timeless elegance is best served in the kitchen on SoFlo Home Project.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm John with USA Windows and Doors.
And today we're here doing an installation on a whole home, and we're going to talk about the importance of installation.
Unlike other companies, when we remove the old windows and doors, we also remove all the old wood. With the time, the rent can come inside and you can get rotten wood. You can also have water damage, mold, and even termites sometimes.
And we are also prepping. We got to make sure that all this debris from concrete that you see here, that is all going to be removed. We're going to pour fresh new concrete under this window sill right here, and then we will mount our new window into that fresh concrete.
And all of this will be done at no additional cost.
This is standard procedure of when we do all of our installations. The reason the installation is key: when you're getting new impact windows, you can have a great impact window. If it's not installed correctly, it's going to defeat its purpose. You're going to have water coming in, just like if it's an old window. You're going to have even air seeping in or escaping from inside your house. So you're going to have a high electricity bill with new windows, and you're wondering why. So installation is key.
Another important part during installation, we also cover your furniture. We cover everything from dust.
When we're doing installation, we will make sure that nothing in your home gets compromised during this process. As it is construction, we were going to try to make it as smooth as possible for you, the homeowner.
So if you're ready to upgrade your windows and doors, call USA Windows and Doors.
Or visit us at our website at usawindowsanddoors.com.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour of this beautifully renovated 1940s home with interior designer and the homeowner, Taylor Abbas of Parlor Interiors. So Taylor, before the break, we got to see the living room, which is a great curated collection of beautiful pieces and artwork and sculpture and of course furnishings. So now into a room that also had to undergo quite a bit of renovation.
Yes.
The kitchen.
Yes.
In the heart of the home, we find the kitchen. It's been updated with modern amenities while preserving its old world elegance.
There was this unfortunate column running through the center of this island, so we had to remove that, but it required structural engineering to make that happen, but it really opened up the space.
Really, the big island is sort of the heart of it all.
Absolutely.
I love the sort of juxtaposition of the darker finish with this beautiful light blue as we see on the island, on the range, and of course picked up in the countertop. I have to ask, where did you start with the kitchen in terms of the color? Where did the range
We
come
started
into play?
Lacanche.
Yes.
This is what started.
This range is a showstopper.
Yeah, this is the
beautiful.
jewelry of the kitchen. This
That's
and
right.
the plumbing fixtures. And I wanted a contrasting, a two-tone kitchen. So we brought in the stained wood.
I love that finish. Just such a beautiful tonality.
Thank you so much. We actually used Japanese calligraphy ink to stain the wood.
I love it. And now I want to talk about the stone. I love a quartzite. I just think it is such a great choice for a kitchen, but even the edge detailing you did here, something a little bit more unique. We talked about keeping in kind of line with the original bones of the house and the architecture.
Yeah, so we mimicked some of the detailing in the moldings throughout the house and brought it to the countertop. I love using quartzite for kitchens. It's incredibly durable.
Yes.
You do not see the ring marks that you would appear in marble.
Yeah, and I think to bring back to the point of we're talking about kind of creating that timeless appeal, the natural stone here fit the time period, right? So it's beautiful. And I love updating it by doing the integral sink.
I love an integrated sink.
And the bridge faucet, the details you have, this is an unlacquered brass, beautiful finish. Now, we have a lot of great symmetry in here too.
Yes.
Symmetry in the living room. I love a very symmetrical kitchen design as well. And I do want to point out, we have been seeing this sort of fluted trend for a long time. I love that detail throughout.
Yeah, we wanted it to feel like furniture pieces instead of just your standard boxes that you would see in a kitchen.
I really also love these counter stools.
They're so cool. It's one of my favorite designers, Marta Sala out of Italy. They're just so odd in a beautiful
the shape
way.
Is cool. And I kind of love that pointed shape. It's unexpected and so cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
A really great sort of pop that pulls it together, because the gold tone I'm seeing pulling together the unlacquered brass.
Right.
So introducing another color, but a continuous color.
Yes, exactly. So just using a different material in the same color.
I love this, and it continues on into another part of the room that we are going to check out. So it's not just a kitchen, but a gorgeous breakfast nook, and we're going to take a look when we come back. Coming up next, feast your eyes and palate with an artistic breakfast room on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
So we're joined today by Susan Manning, the owner of All American Roofing. Susan, welcome. It's great to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for having me again.
So Susan, at All American Roofing, you have a great team behind you, assisting homeowners every day with replacing the roof and repairs and all that you do. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about them.
Sure. We have 11 administrative people that help to answer the phones, take the estimates. We stay in communication with the homeowner throughout the whole process. I have people that have been working for me 25, 30 years, and now their children, their nieces, their nephews also work for me as well. So it's a big business, but it's a family-run business.
That is awesome. It sounds like you've got an amazing team.
I do. I love them all.
Susan, so I know at All American Roofing you are very involved with autism awareness. I wanted to speak a little bit more about that.
Yes, I am. You know, autism affects 1 in every 36 children now. I myself have an autistic son. He's 27 right now. And my brother-in-law, Joe, also has an autistic son. So we are very involved in autism. We love to donate to local causes. I have the autism awareness on all my trucks. I have autism plates. You know, it affects so many people, and it's something that is really close to us.
No, that's amazing that you have such great core values as a company to promote autism awareness.
Yes, for sure.
Susan, so the most important part of this all is how do homeowners reach you if they're thinking about replacing their roof?
Sure. They can reach us at 954-772-7663 by phone or on the web at allamericanroof.com.
Susan, I want to thank you. This has been so informative, and it's been great chatting with you again today.
It's great seeing you, and thanks for having me.
Always. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our tour of the beautiful home designed by Taylor Abbas of Parlor Interiors. So Taylor, of course, this is your personal home as well. We just toured your beautiful kitchen, and right across from that is this grand informal dining space. Next to the kitchen, we find the breakfast room. Adding artwork to this space makes all of your meals more enjoyable. What I love about this is the scale. When we think about the breakfast nook, sometimes that's a time when people might do a smaller table, but here, this is expansive and really beautiful.
Lots of seating. We have a big extended family. We use this table every day.
I mean, what a great table. And I love the way it picks up the finish of the cabinetry, right? You
Yes,
have that
exactly,
darker color. Right. You see the wood grain. But I'm catching a peek at the table base.
So this is another quartzite, like the countertop in the kitchen. It's called Taj Mahal. And they have honed this material so it has a more organic, natural feeling opposed to that shiny, sparkly. And these are also Marchesala chairs.
The chairs, all of your chair selections are also unique and different. Now, right behind us here, first of all, the depth of this window seat.
We spend a lot of time reading and hanging out together as a family. We can actually all fit on here with our 2 dogs.
Love that.
And yeah, and it's cozy.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of great color with the pillows and texture with the fabrics, and just a great addition to kind of bridge the 2 built-ins on each side. So let's move on to those, because we talk about curating a look of your home, bringing in objects. There are lots of beautiful objects on each side.
Thank you. Yes, a lot of the objects are part of our family collection that has been passed down and we inherited.
We talk about bringing that look of something that may have been for centuries old, but is new. So it gives you that kind of that mixing of different time periods in a new space.
And it's very hard to style out open shelving.
It's an art.
It's an art. But I think what the key element to having a successful staging on open shelving is making sure that you have lots of different textures, different materials. So we have some glass pieces, we have some wood pieces, we have silver, we have ceramics, and then books.
That's the winning formula.
Yeah, that's a winning formula.
I love the way you've styled. So I think to our viewers, if you want to take note on styling the perfect shelfie right here and right here.
And bringing in metals that are bright and mirrors. The lighting helps, the sconces, the Fortuny lamp.
Let's talk about this.
Yes. It was really hard to place this pendant light because I wanted it in every room. And I had to choose. And I said, well, I'm going to spend most of my time in the kitchen. Let's put it there.
Good choice. So Taylor, this is one dining area and a great, spacious, beautiful one at that, but there is another equally fabulous dining space and your formal dining room.
Yes, and that is a really special room.
It's just so beautiful, the tonality, the color, and then your eye goes up to the ceiling, of course. Let's talk about lights.
The light fixture in there is very special to us, made by an artist and good friend of ours, Michelle Okadonor, and the seeds were all collected from our garden.
First of all, the look of it is a showstopper. I mean, you look, your eye goes there, and the choice of the darker color kind of surrounding it. We're in the lighter tones here in most of the spaces. That just kind of, the dining room, it brings it in.
It's like the inverse of all the other rooms.
Yes.
And then we added the mirror in the back, again, talking about reflection and bringing the light back in.
Well, Taylor, we are going to continue touring through the home. We're going to go to a more informal space that's still equally beautiful, and we're going to check out the family room when we come back. Next, we have more design preservation advice on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are on the last stop of part 1 of this home tour with interior designer Taylor Avis of Parlor Interiors. And of course, as we've been mentioning, Taylor, this is your own home as well. Taylor, so we have toured the kitchen, the breakfast nook, dining room, and the formal living room, but now I think another heart of your home, the family room.
Yes. This is where we gather and hang out together as a family and watch movies.
And I love that it feels like a cozy space, but it still has that level of elegance as well, and the architecture that brings in the original aspects of the home.
And I think some people would say, is she crazy with white sofas? But what we do is we always use a performance-based material.
So, of course, performance fabrics and treated fabrics are not only good for keeping a sofa white, they are kid-friendly, pet-friendly, all of the above.
Right.
Looks great. And Taylor, we just wanted to give them a little glimpse because next week we are going to be touring this room and the rest of the home, so you'll have to tune in to check it out. So I want to thank you so much for your time today, and we're going to see you shortly to tour the rest of the home.
Fantastic.
And now take a look at a quick sneak peek of what we've got for you next week on this beautiful home tour. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, join me for part 2 of this 1940s home tour. We have more amazing spaces to explore while learning about the lasting appeal of timeless, elegant design. And to our viewers, we hope you enjoyed part 1 of our home tour and that you'll tune in next week to check out the rest of this amazing home. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.